So we'll go ahead and get started. Welcome to the special emergency meeting of the City Council, City of Ording. Hold on, I gotta get my agenda packet pulled up. I'm having some technical difficulties here. Okay. All righty. All righty, we're ready to go. So this is a special meeting of the City of Ording Council called pursuant to section 2.2 of the City Council Rules of Procedure by Deputy Mayor Koenig, Councilmember Gunther, and Councilmember Hogan. Go ahead and call the special meeting to order. We'll go ahead and start the Pledge of Allegiance led by Councilmember Tracy.
Pledge allegiance flag, the United States of America, to
the republic for which it stands,
one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and
justice for all.
All right, we'll go ahead and take roll call. Councilmember Gunther,
Present.
Councilmember Moore,
present.
Councilmember Tracy,
Present.
Councilmember Sproul,
Present.
Councilmember Holland, Councilmember Hogan,
Present.
and Deputy Mayor Koenig, I'm present. We have a quorum. For the record, Councilmember Holland is not here tonight. Okay, we'll go ahead and start with selecting a new chair. Due to the nature of the discussion, I believe that it would be better for somebody else to chair the meeting and regulate the rules. I'll go ahead and see if there's any appointments from the floor for somebody who wishes to chair the meeting.
I'd like to make a nomination.
Okay, go ahead, Councilmember Gunther.
I would like to nominate Councilmember Hogan as the chair this evening.
Okay, do I hear a second?
Two.
All righty. Is there any discussion on the motion? And all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Councilmember Sproul, Councilmember Moore, and Councilmember Tracy, do you have an alternate person to chair the meeting? Hearing no other appointments, appoint Councilmember Hogan to chair the meeting, and he'll take it from here.
Thanks a lot, Deputy Mayor.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay. Item 3, adoption of special rules of debate. The Deputy Mayor Koenig has requested the council suspension section 1.8 of the council rules and article 5, 6, 7, section 42 of Robert's Rules of Order, newly revised, and adopt resolution 2025-14 establishing special rules of debate for this evening's meeting. Do I hear a motion?
Motion to adopt resolution 2025-14, establish special rules of debate, suspending section 1.8 in council rules and article 7, section 42 of Robert's Rules of Order, newly revised.
Second.
Thank you. Do we have any discussion on the motion?
Hey, it'd be nice. This motion was made by Deputy Mayor, seconded by Councilmember Gunther. Call for vote. All in favor of adopting special rules of debate, say aye.
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 Opposed?
Nay.
Roll call, please. Councilmember Gunther,
Aye.
Councilmember Moore,
No.
Councilmember Tracy,
No.
Councilmember Sproul,
No.
Councilmember Hogan. Yay. Councilmember Koenig.
Yes. So I believe that in a tie, the motion fails, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So we won't have time limits. That's really what that was about, to establish time limits for each individual council member to be able to have an opportunity to speak.
Okay, thank you for that update. Okay. Discussion of good order and decorum in council meetings. You want to start with Councilmember Gunther, anything?
Yes, hold on a minute here. So I've written down some thoughts for tonight. We've been called together because of some serious concerns about conduct in our chambers. For me personally, uncharitable treatment of staff is unacceptable and goes against our Oregon Code of Conduct, which has been established since 2018. And it's something that we've all agreed to since then. Conduct has consequences, as we've now seen with the departure of 2 city attorneys. And just last night, evidently a death threat was received, reminding us of the real risks that situations like this can bring. Everyone has a duty to ensure debate is spirited but professional between us, and that our staff are respected. At the same time, we have to remember that the Code of Conduct applies to every elected official, legislative and executive branch alike. And recent public comments, though clearly motivated by a genuine desire to protect staff, have also added to the situation. And that's why it is important that we all recommit to these standards. For me personally, that said, at the next opportunity, I will be calling, next council meeting, I will be calling for a motion to reaffirm our code of conduct and to read it aloud in these chambers. I hope that will serve not only the issue before us tonight, but also hold us all accountable to the public we serve and how we conduct city business. Thank you.
Thank you, Member Gunther. Councilmember Moore, any comment?
I have no comments to make today. Thank you.
Councilmember Tracy,
Well, since I wasn't privy to what this is all about, and I specifically asked Todd what this was about, I didn't have a chance to write things down to respond to this. I don't even know why we voted for the to suspend the rules when we're talking about making sure we follow the rules. We've got those rules there. I see a lot of accusations in a letter from the mayor. There's a ton of assumptions in there that somehow the council got rid of 2 lawyers. I'd really like to know how that happened. I didn't see anything in here with the discussion with either one of those lawyers that would be anything up and above that they would find in a courtroom if they were trying to get somebody off or trying to prosecute somebody. So I don't know why they would think that we're abusing them or we've chased 2 lawyers out of this chambers. I don't see how that even comes close to happening. And as far as taking the abusing the administration, I don't see where that's at either. I don't see anything. We ask questions of all the administrative people and they answer it, and we move forward. When they're answered and the questions don't get, we ask them questions and they don't answer the questions, then there's issues that we got to resolve. It's obvious, I mean, it's obvious to me, I don't know about anybody else, but it's pretty obvious when three of you come in and bring this forward that you're trying to railroad it and run it right on through. If one more person would have been here, that's what would have happened. You would have ran it through, and then whatever's next on the agenda, what is, I guess, what we're talking about here, who knows? You wanted us to pass something through when we didn't even know what we were going to talk about after that. You could have brought anything up, and those rules were going to stay in effect till midnight tonight. That, you know, we're supposed to work together as a council, but obviously that doesn't work. I could probably write censor letters on any one of us up here to move it forward because it's all allegations. There's nothing proven. You throw a bunch of things throw them against the wall and see which ones stick and see if you can come up with something. And then when that doesn't work out right, because the city attorney can't answer simple questions, now we'll do this. And the mayor will close out and get rid of all the administrative people, so they can't answer questions. It'll be a fine day tomorrow when we have a study session and there's no administration people there. And yet we're supposed to be asked to work on a budget, to pass a budget without administrative people. To me, that's the mayor sort of limiting what we can do. I think we need to think about what's going on here. This is a slippery slope we're going down, and there's 7 of us on this council. And like I said before, you could probably dig and probably censor any one of us on something we said or did. And I know of a couple for sure. And we could all go that way, and we could spend a whole lot of time trying to censor people. And then I can guarantee if any one of you were censored, that you'd be fighting like heck to get rid of it. I don't think you'd lay back and just say, yeah, go ahead and let the guy that's going to overlook it. That's my 2 cents.
Thank you. Councilmember Sproul.
Yeah, originally I thought about resolution 2514. But in hindsight, thinking about it, we've had many meetings here on the bridge, and we've had more than 1 round or 2 rounds per council member, because as one council member's talking and maybe bringing up new ideas, the second council member has something else that they need to apply and ask questions about. And if we went down this, changing this, everybody gets 5 minutes in 2 rounds. It just doesn't make sense, because you do have more questions, and then you're limited. If you forgot a question, you can't go back and do anything. And again, I don't understand why it was only for tonight's meeting and it would expire at midnight tonight. So I don't know whether it was just to see if council had taste in doing that. But I don't think we should limit ourselves to 5 minutes and twice, two rounds, neither tonight nor in the future. Again, there are questions that come up through other discussions that it would certainly limit the discussions that we would have in this council. So I'm definitely against that. As far as if anything that occurred at the last meeting was why this has happened, I've seen similar conversations happen last year, and nobody did anything. So I'm really kind of wondering why this is being done now. It could have happened last year and nobody did anything, but now suddenly it's happening, and you can read into that as you will, but yeah, it just doesn't give a good light. That's all I've got. Thanks.
Thank you, Councilmember Moore. If we would have passed the rules of procedure, you see that last item G. The council can extend those timeframes with a 2/3 vote. Councilmember Koenig?
So I think a lot of the reason that we're here tonight is because of the mayor's letter. And basically what, in his letter, he admonished us and said that we were basically not correcting our own council members. And I mean, I think this might surprise you, but I do agree with Councilmember Tracy on that issue. I don't think that, I believe that who's chairing the meeting is the person that controls the meeting, correct? So if there were concerns about behavior or concerns about toxic work environment, that the mayor, as the chair, could have shut that down. But that being said, we all need to make sure that we are addressing our partners with respect. So, we don't want to be appearing that we're creating that toxic work environment. That, a lot of the things that we do and say are political. And we have to make sure that we are in good form and decorum, and that's part of our ethics and rules. It's kind of concerning, because there's a lot of RCWs here that would apply, but one of them is a council member addressing the chair, not the audience. That you can't pander to a Zoom call and the audience members for your support while you're running for higher office. That was the one that I found was probably the only thing that I could see that might have been out of line, and the comment of what do we pay you for? But other than that, I believe that it wasn't outside the line, to Councilmember Sproul's point, of discussions that we've had before on the floor. So that's my 2 cents. And I mean, I'm not sure. I think that the expectation for us is to admonish the behavior and move on, but I'm not convinced that it's this particular instance on the 10th of September amounts to that. However, I mean, I've heard discussions, but I haven't seen any evidence myself. So that's where I'm at with it.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. I guess my only comment is our rules of procedure, they're there for a reason. And we have to follow them. When we're on agenda items, that's what we're on, agenda items. And if you want to add something to agenda, you request it. I just feel that at times the agenda goes sideways when it shouldn't. Okay, thank you. Any further comments? Councilmember Gunther.
My previous comments stand. I am not directing this to anyone in particular, but to all of us. I think I will be making another motion to reaffirm our code of conduct and remind us all of what we have committed to as far as respectful and charitable words, both in chambers and out of chambers. We're called to be role models. And so I think that would help. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Gunther. Councilmember Moore, any comment?
I have no comments. Thank you.
Councilmember Tracy, anything else?
Todd, I look forward to you bringing that forward and reading that. It's a good thing to do. Again, reiterate that a lot of these things that the mayor put in are assumptions, and I guess we can either accept them or deny them. And I think some of them are pretty strong for being in the negative. That's it.
Councilmember Sproul,
Nothing further, thank.
thank you. Councilmember or Deputy Mayor Koenig?
Nothing really further. I'm not sure. I mean, we've got to make some sort of determination, and I'm not sure what it is that we're supposed to do here to get our staff back for tomorrow's night's meeting. That's really what this emergency meeting is about, because I don't think we operate without staff. And I think that we have to give the mayor some sort of assurance that we'll treat his staff with respect. But I think that everybody here will. I just, I'm kind of at a loss to where we go. And, you know, that is really what this whole meeting is about, is how do we address the situation so that we can have staff back and we make sure that we treat staff with respect. That's all I have.
Thank you. Deputy Mayor, it all boils down to rules of procedure. If we follow our rules, there should be no issues, and treat people with self-respect. Okay? Councilmember Gunther, anything to add? Do you have any way we can figure out how we're gonna convince the mayor we're gonna bring staff back?
The mayor, according to my notes, has made 3 requests. 1, demonstrate tools to stop repeated attacks on staff. That's number 1. Number 2, acknowledge by consent that it will be followed, that we will follow our own ethics policy and rules of procedure. Number 3, acknowledge in writing that personal attacks on staff and their integrity are unacceptable in a professional setting. Well, I think that goes both ways. This does not apply, as my previous comment said, this does not just apply to the legislative branch. This applies to the executive branch. And I think recent days have shown my point. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Gunther. Councilmember Moore,
I have no comments to make. Thank you.
Councilmember Tracy.
Well, Melody, I think before we can, I mean, we're saying that it wasn't all that bad. Point out something to us that says we were abusive to staff.
That was not my comment. It was not my letter. That was your mayor's letter. But I think that the issue was the question of what are we paying you for? And then looking at the mayor and what are we paying you for? That was offensive, but like I said, I didn't think it went to the point of where we are now. I think that I've heard that this type of behavior has been from the letter that it's been ongoing. But like I said, I mean, other than a couple of council meetings where we were to the hours of the night, I just feel like the chair honestly should have handled that. There's a MRSC article that talks about you know, how the chair is supposed to handle meetings. See here, got it. So, okay. Okay, so the sign from MRSC The Steinberg Court explains that argument or disruptive behavior cannot be shielded by a claim of First Amendment rights, stating officials presiding over such meetings must have discretion to cut off speech when they reasonably perceive to be or imminently to threaten or disruption of orderly and fair progress of the discussion, whether by virtue of its irrelevance, its duration, or its very tone and matter. So I think that if it was a matter of, that he was creating an environment of toxic work environment, that the chair of the meeting could have actually controlled that.
So you said he. Who's he?
He is mayor, chair, who chaired the meeting.
Oh, you
I believe.
said he was toxic in his discussion. I wanna know-
Yeah, but because that's the claim of the mayor. That's why he's pulling his staff. He's not going to expose his staff to more toxic work environment. And I'm actually saying the opposite. I feel that Mayor Penner could have controlled that. And if a situation got toxic for his staff, he could have cut that off, that he could have ended the discussion and the debate.
Yeah, I understand that. I appreciate. But in your discussion, you said he was toxic with the administration.
Well,
Or-
like I said, when I made that, I was quoting the mayor's letter.
Is that what?
There's a large elephant in
Yeah.
the room.
I got,
And
Don, okay. Are you done, Deputy Mayor?
Yes.
You're up. I'm sorry. Let's address to the chair so we can delegate when we have discussions, okay?
Okay.
So, go ahead, Don. So the question was in the reading of the mayor's, whatever it was,
the letter,
all it says,
the letter he sent us all.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, so did it just say he in it or?
No,
It
I'm just
doesn't-
saying Melanie just answered me and said, the mayor's letter says that we're toxic, or she said toxic. We can put it in, we're abusive to the staff. But
Okay.
when she put it in context, she said he was abusive to staff or toxic to staff. And I asked her, who is he?
Yes.
That's the point I'm making. And the elephant in the room is, and it goes down to what we were talking about early on. Timing is everything. And we're sitting here 4 weeks, 5 weeks from an election, and we're going through this stuff. And it's just keep pushing. I don't see where we've ever been toxic to the staff. Yes, the staff questions, they answer it. I'm not sure. I need somebody to show me where we've been toxic to staff. I mean, the mayor's saying we are, and I'm not sure. He pulls staff. I don't know if he can even do that. But even if he doesn't, then nothing gets done. So I guess if he pulls staff and nothing gets done, I guess it doesn't get done. So it's sort of his decision, because nobody seems to want to point out what's toxic here or what we're not, or what we're doing to the staff. And that we're getting rid of lawyers that can't quite stand the heat in discussion. If there was another lawyer, I'm not a lawyer, but, we don't have a lawyer on council anymore, but I'm sure the discussion with the lawyer would have got a little more heated. Trying to find an answer out. And that's toxic, so they leave. I think it's very unfair to blame it on the council for these people that are leaving. And I'm not sure what other staff is leaving. We had a planner that left because she wanted to start her own business. Is that on us? I'm not sure. There's assumptions here that we are sending staff away. I don't see that. And if somebody can point it out to me, I'd be happy to listen. That's it.
Okay, thank you. I was looking on his the memo. Now, are we talking about the memo we got from the mayor
Directing.
directive?
Yes. I mean, that's part of it. That's what Melody was talking about. That's why we're here.
Councilmember Sproul?
Yeah, one thing I'd like to clarify is that, I don't think any of us got a letter from the mayor. I think it came from the city administrator.
I think it's from the mayor, Josh Penner, Mayor, City of Ording.
But who sent it to you?
Well, it came email.
And
It
who
came
sent the
from-
email?
Could be from Scott. I don't know. I just see an email in my box and I
So-
read it.
so-
I don't-
So I just want to point out that that memo did not come to the council via the mayor. It went to the city staff, and the city staff, C.A. Larson, sent it to us. So I don't know why the mayor couldn't send that to us himself, but that's the way it is. I agree. I think it gets pretty frustrating when you're asking a simple question to an attorney and the attorney will not answer the question that you're asking. And that's what I saw last week. And being a contracts person, I know I can settle on a price, but if I don't have terms and conditions, I do not have a contract. And that's just simple, basic contract legalese, and she could not answer that question last week. And then it just starts getting more and more heated because she just could not answer any other questions. So I think some of these things, the attorneys dig themselves in, and I wonder who the attorneys are working for. Are they working for the executive branch? Or are they working for the legislative branch? Or are they supposed to be working for both? Because I don't see that happening. I see it all on one side, and the executive branch kind of controls that attorney. So that's, I figure, why we are here today, is that there are issues that need to come up, and it goes in both ways. If they're not allowing staff to be here, that's fine. I'm okay with that. I really am. They can provide me through email, through my inbox here, whatever they need to, and I'll make the decisions all on my own without their input. And they probably won't like it, but that's okay. Because we control the purse strings. We have the money. That's what we control. He wants to control the staff and take his ball and go home. That's okay. I can live with that. Because I can absolutely do the same thing. If you want to be a baby, you want to act like that,
Mm.
that's. So it's like, I didn't see anything last week, any other person other than the person that would not answer questions, direct questions, being getting a little hot under the collar because of their failure to comply with questions. And that's what we're here for. We're here to ask questions and get answers. And when people are not providing answers, it gets pretty frustrating. So that's where we are. I think as far as our own city employees go, I don't think I've ever witnessed anybody being attacked or chastised or anything else. And I think as long as the questions that we ask are answered in a timely manner, I don't think we have a problem here. That's all I've got.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
Councilmember Gunther has his hand up on the Zoom call.
As Councilmember Gunther, can I let Melody go first and then I will pick you up? Okay,
Yes, sir.
Councilman, Deputy Mayor,
Nothing for me at this moment.
thank you. Councilmember Gunther.
Yeah, I just wanted to add a little personal insights. In my job, I've been in courtrooms a lot, and I've seen lawyers a lot. Every week, I've been in a different courtroom for the last 4 or 5 years. Through my lens, through my experience, the lawyer did not answer inappropriately. She answered the question as precise as she could, the way the question was asked. Her answer reflected that she was not the attorney of point on that particular lawsuit, and she repeated it over and over and over. She answered that same question over and over. Now, once the question was asked differently, so when she was asked the question, generally, how would you feel about this? Then she put forward more answer and said, I don't remember exact words, but to the general question, then she answered that yes or no more in a more broad way, which is the answer that was being sought at from the beginning. So in all defense of the lawyer, I thought she did a fine job. She was just being a lawyer, just like all of us, our counselors, we wear a hat. City staff wears a hat, our public works wears a hat, and they answer questions according to their field. And so I thought she did well, and the question could have been asked better from the beginning, but we're not lawyers and we don't know the right way to ask questions. So anyway, just a little personal insight from being in the courtrooms for quite a bit. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Gunther. Councilmember Moore?
I have no comments to make on the matter.
Thank you. Councilmember Tracy, anything else?
No, I'd like to make a motion to work with good order and decorum in the council meetings.
Second.
Okay, Councilmember Tracy make a motion to work in good order.
Work with good order and decorum in the council meetings. Which I feel is what we do all the time, but, and then, well, I'll wait until we discuss. They can't second that.
Anybody? Councilmember Tracy, and I seconded is,
And the motion was motion to work with good order and decorum in the,
Just what we were supposed to discuss,
okay,
that we will carry on and do the
Decorum.
same thing
in
that
count.
we've always done, I believe.
Okay.
Is there going to be discussion?
Let's start with you, Todd.
Okay, I'd like to make a friendly amendment. I agree with my good colleagues' motion, but I would like to add at the end of it for all branches. So we will act with good order and decorum. All branches will act with good order and decorum. That's my friendly amendment.
is there a second?
Yeah, I'm ready for a second.
Like it.
Okay, so we have an amendment to our motion and a second to it, and it says to work with good order and decorum in all branches. Is that acceptable?
It is to me. I'm
It
only,
is me.
Okay, so now we'll vote on it. All in favor?
oh, question?
Yeah, oh, I'm sorry, debate. Yeah.
No,
Go
no.
ahead.
Hey, are we voting on the amendment or are we
Yes,
voting
we're
on?
voting on the amendment
Okay.
now. So
Okay.
right now we're voting on the amendment.
Okay.
Is there any discussion on them?
Are we voting on the amended motion or the first motion?
Voting on the amended motion that you made, not the first motion. So it's amended to work with good order and decorum in all branches. Okay? Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, so now our amended motion that started with Councilmember Tracy and was amended by Councilmember Gunther is going to state, this motion has been seconded, or a motion was made and seconded. So now we're going to vote on this motion to work with good order and decorum in all branches. Okay. Okay. Any other discussion on the motion? All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion's passed.
Point of order, Mr. Chair.
Pardon me?
Point of order. Well, that may be the incorrect term.
Yeah,
The public comment to be read in the record this evening that was on the. dais,
yes,
and just wanted to
yes,
bring that up.
that's the next item. Okay, so we handled the thing, we're gonna go, and then now we're gonna open it up for public comments. Comments may be sent to the Assistant City Administrator, City Clerk at cityofording.org by 3 p.m. on September 16th and will be read into the record at the meeting. In-person attendees may provide public comments at the meeting. In the case of a question, the chair will refer the matter to the appropriate administration and administrative staff member or committee. When written comments that come in after 3 p.m. deadline will be read into the record at the next council meeting. So I think I do have a written I'm going to start with public comments, and I know there wasn't a sign-up sheet. So does anybody want to make a public comment? Please step to the microphone.
My name is Ed Torres. I'm running for city council. The gather of this meeting tonight is,
Excuse me, Ed, I got to read you the rules. I'm sorry.
what are the rules now?
The rules are, when addressing the council, you step to the podium, state your name and address. You will have 3 minutes to make your statement. At the end of the 3 minutes, you will hear an alarm. Please use that alarm as notification to finish your thoughts in a sentence or 2 at the most. Speak your concerns, but avoid asking questions. And remember, there's not to be any mention of voting. Okay, elections.
Okay,
Okay,
I got no question. My name is Ed Torres. So when I was on the school board, anytime there was an invoice that came in for thousands of dollars, I questioned that invoice. If I see attorneys that send us an invoice to the city of Ording for $32,000, and I want to ask them a lot of questions about that invoice and find out why they charge us $32,000. This is the kind of questions that I would ask attorneys without any problem, and that's the kind of questions I would ask to attorneys that would want to, who knows, take advantage. So I saw it happen in the Ording School District. All kinds of contractors try to take advantage of us. So it happens in city halls. They try to take advantage of us. So I'd be asking lots of questions. Thank you, Greg.
thank you, Mr. Torres. Appreciate it. Any other comments? Public comments? I'm going to read this again. As a reminder, when addressing the council, please step to the podium, state your name and address. You will have 3 minutes to make your statement. At the end of 3 minutes, you will hear an alarm. Please use that alarm as notification to finish your thoughts in a sentence or two at the most. Speaker concerns, but avoid asking questions, please.
Can you guys hear me? Okay.
Yes,
Kind of
perfect.
short. All right, so I listened to the council meeting where the discussion took place about the bridge project and the boulders affected, the boulder affected WR2 shaft. I appreciate the council members' line of questioning, especially council member who hammered home using cameras to see the boulder. I'm disappointed in council members. I'm disappointed that council member Moore was the only one who voted no on the city paying the $478,356 to repair the shaft. I was recently on a bridge project and Michael's poured the shafts on the project I was on. If one of our shafts failed, there's no question in my mind that Michael's would have to eat costs for those repairs. And I can't help but wonder why the city is just paying for that and not asking any question when we see change order after change order happen on this job. That's all I have.
Thank you. I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name.
Emily Anderson?
Is it Emily, Emily, or how do you spell it?
Yes.
Anderson?
Yep. I rattled that off kind of fast. Did everyone understand that?
Yes, we
Okay,
did.
good.
Would you want to give me your address or give it to me afterwards?
PO Box 1394, wait, yeah, 1394, Gordon, Washington, 98360.
Thank you. Thank you, Amram. Thank you very much. Emily, maybe afterwards, I'd like to get your phone number so I can forward it to staff, okay? Thank you. All right, any other comments? Please step to the podium. Now, I've read the rules twice. Do you understand them, sir?
Yes. My name's Dale Reed. I'm running for city council for next year.
Don't mention that running stuff.
Okay. I won't mention that I'm going to be on the city council then either.
No.
Okay. It appears to me there's some issues here with the procedures of the city council on question of making up the rules and then suspending them when it's convenient, that you can move ahead and do something that the rules are to prevent you from doing. Why make up the rules? Why go by rules? One of the other questions was partially answered. Who does the city attorney work for? It appears she should be working for all branches of the city. Last night or last meeting I came to, it appeared that the only person she was looking at was the person running the meeting. I think it would probably be best to carry on most of the goings on of the city council at the city council meetings instead of on social media. I've seen quite a bit of that. It doesn't give people very much opportunity to ask questions. And it was brought up that the attorney quit because of some of the goings on of the lawsuits earlier on. And the fact that the attorney quit right after the lawsuit was over kind of points in the direction they quit because they lost. I don't know. Maybe they want everybody on the council just to quit because it's not going their way. I don't think it works that way. That's all I got to say.
Thank you, Mr. Reed. I will forward this information to the appropriate staff. Or we'll speak later, okay? Any other comments from the audience? Okay, we do have a. Yep, please, okay, please step to the podium. Do you understand the rules or do I need to read them again?
Nope, I heard you very clear.
Okay, please state your name.
Rick Slaughter
Thank you, Rick.
in Orning, Washington. So the overview that I see just if I was brand new coming into the last meeting and this meeting, is it looks like the motion for the complaint didn't happen. So a headline was lost that a certain council member would be under investigation for an ethics violation. Seems that that may have upset some people. We are in election season. So what do we have now? We have a headline substitute for our local news, which is now that that very same member is attacking staff, toxic culture, abusive to staff. He threatened me. These are very subjective assumptions. These are not facts. There's other people that were here that witnessed the same line of questioning. It was very frustrating that there were not clear answers. So for someone else who is the mayor to tell people that that is a fact, that that is an attack or that is toxic, I had the same question that Councilman Tracy asked, and what specifically defined that? What moment in that meeting? So far, because I did not get an answer back on that question, because I asked the mayor, did not get an answer. What we got tonight was that he asked a question. What are we paying this person for? Many people feel that that was a valid question after witnessing the inability to answer direct questions. So I just think that's kind of a shame. The other thing is, I'm just wondering who created this? If the executive branch isn't working right now, it just looks like 3 council members got together without knowledge of the others, made this, created this meeting. Those 3 can't come in, and they're the only ones that make the motion on it and vote on it. And so I think I heard the word railroad. It sounded like that's what was trying to happen. And in the business world, I don't understand how any of that is not a conflict of interest when the very person who was a subject matter of the first complaint or the ethics violation not only can vote on whether or not it moves forward, but gets to create a special little group to come in and try to censor somebody, not censure, but censor the ability to ask questions, the ability to speak. It's un-American. It's not okay. And I'm very glad that that wasn't passed tonight, because that was one of the requirements by the mayor, according to his Facebook, is that you guys agree to follow your rules of procedure. So it sounds like the very nature of passing this would have canceled that. So I think you guys are good, but I might be just confused like some other people. That's all I have.
Thank you, Mr. Slaughter. Perfect. You got it down, man. Any other public comments? Okay, we had one online comment. Oh, is there anybody watching on Zoom that has a comment? If you do, please raise your hand. Okay, thank you.
Do you have a question, if I may?
May I finish, or
Yes, sir.
can I read this first? Gail and Ray Sneesby, 836 Harmon Way South, Ording. Dear members of the Ording City Council, as long-standing residents of Ording, we write to express our deep belief that transparency from our local officials, both elected and non-elected, is absolutely paramount to the foundation and continued success of our community. Transparency is not merely a preference, it is a necessity for trust, accountability, and informed participation by the citizens you serve. It ensures that decisions are made openly with clear communication and accessible information, allowing residents to understand, engage with, and contribute to the governance of our city. In this regard, we'd like to emphasize the critical role that Robert's Rules of Orders play in promoting transparent, fair, and efficient meetings. Adhering strictly to these widely accepted parliamentary procedures helps ensure that meetings are conducted with order and respect, that all voices are heard, and that decision-making processes remain clear and accountable. We respectfully urge the council to continue to uphold and rigorously follow Robert's Rules of Order during all its official meetings to maintain fairness and order, provide timely and comprehensive public access to meeting agendas, minutes, and supporting documents, facilities, open forums, and opportunities for community input before major decisions are finalized, ensure clear communications regarding policies, projects, and financial matters, implement accessible channels for citizens to ask questions and receive meaningful responses. We appreciate the dedication and hard work of our city officials and understand the challenges of governments. However, with transparency and adherence to fair procedures, trust erodes and community engagement diminishes, weakening the very fabric that holds our city together. We look forward to seeing continued improvements in transparency and open communication and stand ready to support efforts that foster a more accountable and inclusive ordering. Thank you for your attention to this important matters. Sincerely, Gail and Ray, I think it's Snesby. I'm not sure how to say that last name. Thank you. And that ends our public comments, I believe. And Councilmember Moore, was there a question?
Yes, sir. I have a question regarding the broadcast of these meetings as we move forward. Understanding that there's a lot of interest in the council lately, which is great. It appears we don't have anybody joining us today, and I recognize that this was a special meeting called within 24 hours. But moving forward to the council meeting tomorrow, do we have a mechanism in place where we can assure that the citizens can reach us via PCTV and the other broadcast media that we have available to us?
I believe I left the agenda at home, but I believe so. I think it's back to the only reason we didn't have PCTV tonight is because it was too short of a request for them to accommodate us. So that's something we got to keep in the back of our mind. If we want PCTV to also be here, we need to we'll ask how much time they need because I don't know. So, okay.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Question also, point of order.
Councilmember Gunther.
Yes, as long as we're talking about some housekeeping. So we don't have staff, we don't have attorneys, which opens us up to risk. Another member also mentioned about budgeting. So this hobbles us in some real ways. So we might want to discuss hiring a temporary attorney to represent us for the next few meetings. We have the power to do that as council members.
I believe Deputy Mayor has requested that. Is that correct, Deputy Mayor?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay, is that satisfactory, Councilmember Gunther?
Yes, it is.
Okay,
Question.
thank you, Councilmember Gunther. Who had a question?
Yeah,
Councilmember Tracy?
I think we ought to wait until tomorrow night and see how this all works out.
Sure.
And it kind of leaves it up to the mayor. If nobody shows up, maybe we adjourn the meeting early and just go home. We can't get anything done, or that we have such a risk is we don't want to move anything forward.
Okay. Is that it? Councilmember Tracy?
That's it.
Thank you. Councilmember Moore Councilmember Sproul, anything?
I'm good right now. Thank you.
Okay, Councilmember Moore.
Perhaps a suggestion to the council in that I'm not sure who would be appropriate, but the deputy mayor or yourself as the chair. Perhaps we can create an amended agenda for tomorrow night's meeting to address the public question. I think that citizens have been through a lot with this thing. To Mr. Reed's point, on social media, it doesn't give people a chance to share their thoughts and opinions. And if we solve this problem with the public's help, or at least make them the availability for them to participate in the process, I think that will help to heal a lot of the wounds of the last couple of weeks. And so that's just a thought for consideration for the council.
Okay, thank you. Councilmember Deputy Mayor, anything?
Nothing further.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, Councilmember Moore, I think we can do that when we open our meeting, when it asks for additions to the agenda, right? So, or you can call staff and ask them to add some things tomorrow if you'd like with your thoughts. Okay, thank you. If not, we'll discuss that tomorrow at agenda time.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Any other comments from council?
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, nobody's gonna oppose this, I hope. Thank you very much. Thank you for your attendance tonight.